So this is day 4 in estimation, and in day 4 we'll be using prints 3 and found here, and prints 12. So what we're doing is we're looking at the estimation for what it's going to cost for the framing on the roof. So we'll be looking at the questions on activity 4. And so the first thing we're going to do is just look at what we need to determine the area of the roof in square feet. So if you'll notice, this roof is not just a flat roof. Most roofs are not flat. They have some type of angle to them. And another word for that is a pitch. So this roof has a pitch. If you've ever been on a roof with a very steep pitch, you'll know it's pretty tricky because gravity wants to pull you off that roof. And I've experienced that before. It's not very fun if you fall. So the pitch refers to the rise over the run. That's what we talked about earlier in the blueprint reading skills. But today we're just going to focus on kind of the shape of the roof, how it looks. So if you notice this right here, this shape is a trapezoid. And then on the sides of the house, there are triangles. So what we'll do is we're going to find the area of these different shapes, and then we'll add them together. So we have one trapezoid for the front, one for the back, and a triangle for one that looks like the south side, and then another triangle for the north side. So we'll find this area right here, and then we'll multiply by 2 to give us this total area. Find this area, multiply by 2 to give us the total of this trapezoid shape here on both sides. So to do that, we're going to look back at plan 12 here. And on plan 12, we're going to look at the scale. The scale is 1/4 of an inch equals a foot in real life. So back to our architectural ruler. On the ruler here, this is the right side of the ruler. I need to be looking at the correct side because it's 1/4 here, and that matches our scale. So for us to begin with that, we're going to start on the 0, and we're going to first measure the length of this roof from one side here to the other, and we'll write that measurement down. I'm going to go ahead and draw it out just so you'll see what it is that we're measuring. Then next we're going to measure this distance here, starting with the 0 part of the ruler, and you'll place your ruler right here and you'll measure this line. We'll call this H for the height of the trapezoid. We'll call this B. The length you got here will be B. And this length right here will be A. So there's a formula for a trapezoid, and the formula for a trapezoid is you have the base for the A plus B, and we're going to add that together, and you'll multiply it by the height, and we're also dividing this by 2. So we have a measurement for A that you will find, and then for B we'll add that together. And by this time you might want to pause the video to measure that to get your numbers correct. So the next thing we're going to do after you've found the trapezoid measurement here from that formula, what you're going to want to do is multiply your answer. So whatever your answer is, you're going to multiply that by 2, and that's going to tell you the area of this trapezoid and the other trapezoid. Okay. Next, we're going to find the area of the triangle sections. So it's still the same 1/4 of an inch that you're going to use on your architectural ruler. You'll measure with the 0 point here, and then measure this distance. And then you're also going to measure this position here. This is the height on this one. So typically with a triangle, it's base times height. That's what they call that. So the formula for that is very similar. It is base times height, and then this means then we take this answer and divide it by 2, and that will give you the area of that triangle. So I'll let you go ahead and measure that and figure your area for your triangle. So you found the area for the triangle. Now you need to take that number, whatever you got for your number there, and you're going to multiply it by 2. So now you'll take your answer from the trapezoid section of the roof. So actually, number 2 here says find the area of one trapezoid. That's what you wrote down here. And then you can go ahead and write the answer when you double it. So you can write your answer here, and then below it you could put times 2 and put your answer there. Okay, and that would be in square feet. Same thing with the triangle. You found your area here, then you multiplied it by 2 to get your square feet there. So when you take these two numbers and you add them together, that's going to be the total area of the roof. So number 1 is more like just the instructions. There's really not going to be an answer here. So leave this blank right here if you want, because your total area of the roof after you add these together is going to be right here. So once you have that, then the next thing we're going to do is look at our cost. So the only thing that we're needing to do is find the when we found the square feet, now we have a formula that's going to determine not just what it costs for the labor, but also the materials. So the roof framing, now remember, roof framing is real similar to what we do at Lab 3 over there, roof framing skills. It's not about putting on the shingles yet, it's just about getting the framing in place. So you're going to take that answer from number 4, and you're going to multiply it by 13 to give you the cost for just framing the roof. So you're going to put that amount right here. Okay, it looks like, so this should just be blank right here as well too. By the way, I didn't write this because I try to correct mistakes as I go, but this is just some information there. So we're correcting as we go. Complete the roof framing calculation and find the estimate for the roof framing. So that's when you're going to take your answer from number 4, multiply it by labor and materials cost by 13, and that'll give you your answer right there. Okay, so hopefully that helps you get an idea of what's involved when you're trying to find the estimation on a house. You can tell it's a big project, but just like how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time. So that reference is you take on a big task by breaking them down into smaller tasks. And so that's what basically we're doing. The next thing we'll be doing is looking at the actual cost for the roofing materials and how to go from there. So hope that was helpful. And if you do get finished early, make sure you work ahead into the next activity, because sometimes we get off track and don't want to get behind.